Hi, and in today's lesson, you guys are going to talk about dividing monomials. So this is still an extenuation of all the exponent properties, but today's lesson is going to use variables. So again, I want you to start off by pausing the video, and I want you to read through this information. Great, now let's do some problems. So let's look at our directions here. It says simplify and assume that no denominator is equal to 0. Okay? So the very first problem, 5 to the 5th power divided by 5 squared, is similar to what we've done earlier. Remember that you're going to keep the base and subtract your exponents top minus bottom. So that would be 5 cubed. And we could go ahead and simplify this further. 5 cubed, remember, is 5 times 5 times 5. So final answer here, 125. And either one of these could be on a multiple choice test. All right, number 2, again, is similar to what you've seen before, except this time you are including variables. So we're going to keep the base and subtract our exponent. 6 minus 4 is 2. So we're left here with just m squared. Okay. Now with number 3, we've got more than one variable. So first, this is the same. I can break this up as p to the 5th over p squared times n to the 4th over n, or n to the 1st. And if I simplify each piece, I get p cubed times n cubed, which is the same as p cubed n cubed. We don't usually like to leave that multiplication dot right there. We like to go ahead and scrunch up the variables together. It just makes it quicker to write. Okay, let's look at number 4. So this is a squared divided by a. Remember, that's the same as a to the 1st power. So when I subtract the exponents, I get a to the 1st, or just a. Final answer. Okay, let's skip down to number 8 before you do some problems on your own. Notice this entire expression is being taken to the 3rd power, or cubed. So what I would recommend here, there's more than one way to go about doing this, but we can go ahead and distribute that exponent of 3, this exponent of 3, to each piece in here, and then we can take it from there. So why don't we do that first? So I'm going to do 2 cubed times a squared cubed, which means that these exponents are going to be multiplied together. So that would be a to the 6th times b cubed all over a cubed. And now if I simplify this, well, 2 cubed is 8. So I'm going to say 8 over 1 times a to the 6th over a cubed times b cubed over 1. I'm just breaking it up. So that is going to be 8 over 1. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and leave that as just plain old 8. Times, now a to the 6th over a cubed is going to be a cubed. Remember, those exponents get subtracted. Times b cubed. So my final answer, 8a cubed b cubed. Okay? All right. So now it's going to be your turn. So I want you to go back. I want you to do 5 and 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So pause the video and complete those problems. Then you can come back and check. All right, so you should be checking your answers for 5 through 12. Minus number 8, we've already completed that problem. Again, pause the video just like you normally do to make sure you've got those answers correct. Jot down any questions you might have so that you can bring them to me during your Zoom session. All right, now let's go to the next page. All right, so for this page, you have some more information. And I want you to pause the video. Whoops, let me zoom out a little bit. I want you to pause the video and I want you to read over this information. All right, now that you've had an opportunity to read over that information, let's do some problems together. It says to simplify and assume that no denominator is equal to 0. And so I am going to go ahead and start with number 1. So remember that quotient rule that we've already learned about says that we keep the base, which in this case is the 2, and then we subtract the exponents. So here my exponents are 2 and negative 3. So I need to know what is 2 minus negative 3. And so that would be 5. So I get an answer of 2 to the 5th power, which is equivalent to 32. So either one of these answers could be correct. Let's try another one. So when you look at number 2, we've got m divided by m to the negative 4th power. Remember, that's the same as m to the 1st power. So when I subtract my exponents, I'm going to do 1 minus negative 4, which is 5. So this is just going to be m to the 5th power. And for number 3, we're going to keep our base of p. Again, you're going to subtract the exponents. So you're going to do negative 8 minus 3. Now, when you do negative 8 minus 3, you end up with negative 11. Now, we're not going to leave our exponents, leave our answer with a negative exponent. So we're going to rewrite that. Remember, that's the same as 1 over p to the 11th power. Okay, let's try another problem. Let's skip to number 5. So for number 5, I want to point out, before I do anything, everything that's in parentheses is being carried to the 0 power right here. And remember that anything to the 0 power is always 1. So it really doesn't matter what's inside the parentheses there, it's going to be 1. And then on the bottom, there's not really anything to do there exactly, except for I noticed that I have a negative exponent in my denominator. That w to the negative 1 needs to be moved up to my numerator. So that's going to be 1 times w to the 1st in the numerator. And my denominator will stay as 4y squared. The only thing I would do different here is 1 times anything is anything. So that leaves me with w to the 1st, which is just w. So my final answer is going to be w divided by or over 4y squared. Let's try one more. Let's try number 6. So for number 6, I see that this entire expression is being squared. So I'm going to go ahead and square that. So a squared squared is a to the 4th. You're multiplying those exponents. B cubed squared, again, multiply those exponents. So that'd be b to the 6th. In the denominator, I have the expression a times b being taken to the negative 2 power. So that's going to be a to the negative 2, b to the negative 2. Okay, now I'm going to take it step by step, just like I did on the first page here. So I'm going to do a to the 4th divided by a to the negative 2 times b to the 6th divided by b to the negative 2. So when I do that, I'm going to keep that a. And then these exponents, remember, they get subtracted. So I'm doing 4 minus negative 2, which is 6. And then I'm going to do that again here with these exponents. But I'm going to do 6 minus negative 2, which is 8. So I get an answer of a to the 6th power times b to the 8th power. I don't have negative exponents in my answer, so I'm finished. Okay, so now it's going to be your turn. I want you to do 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So finish this sheet, essentially. So pause the video and finish this. Hi. So hopefully you did well on these. You will need to pause the video to get the answers to check your work. Number 12 in particular, that one was tricky. Make sure you read over everything that I've done here. I showed some additional work down here as well. Again, if you have questions about any of these or you don't understand how I got the solution, then you really need to communicate with me during your Zoom sessions. All right, once you're finished with this, then you can go and do the independent practice, and good luck.